Well, good morning, everybody. I am the Bald Guy, and we are continuing our discussion. We are in part 3 of this fascinating subject in Genesis 2 on the relationship, the roles, and marriage of a man and woman. Okay, now, before we dive into the marriage aspect, I want to define just a little bit on sin itself, because if you don't grasp this, you're kind of not going to be able to view the whole concept of what I'm talking about here, okay? Now, what is defined as, in God's eyes, sin? Basically, Jesus said it best: a sin is a sin. So if you take something, if you've stolen, if you've lied, if you've cheated, if you've done anything, you've broken every single rule of God. God defines sin equally, okay? And it's not just, God. So Satan tempts you to do things, and he'll put stuff in your head to do things. Okay, that particular part is not a sin. The sin is the act of doing it, is the intentional purpose of, hey, man, I want to take that. And then you take it from work. Oh, that pen looks so good, I can use it at home. And then, guess what? You took it home, you picked it up, you took it home, you started using it. That's a sin. And guess what you just did? You committed adultery, you committed murder, you did it all. In your heart, you did it all. So, that is sin. And guess what God does? He loves you so much, He forgives you. All you gotta do is ask Him. And it's, all you gotta do is say, God, I'm sorry I took this. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm sorry I did it. And then you take it back. Okay? In other words, you stop doing what you're sorry for. But if you say you're sorry to God and you keep doing it, then you're not really repentant. That's what that word means, repentant of your sin. So in other words, you're not really changing your life, okay? You're not really coming out of being in a sinful mode, okay? So, now, we can come back to marriage now that we kind of know what sin is, how to be forgiven of it, how to not do it anymore, big thing, and to move on. Okay, so now that we've got that settled, let's dive into this just a little bit, because I can see that I want to keep these short, so we're going to keep continuing on it. So marriage. Okay, folks. First, this is a rule. I have what I consider my best knowledge of what I know, what I've read and studied, and what I think, because the Bible's not clear on it. Then there are the actual laws. There are actual said that truths in the Bible, okay? There's no way around them, okay? It's either true or it's not, okay? Some things are not defined, and we kind of have to use logic on it. We've got this two-part scenario going on. Some people believe some stuff, some people believe the other stuff, and that's okay, because since it's not clear in the Bible, then, we have to kind of, okay, this is what I think happened. But there are certain things that God says is absolutely okay. It's either no, 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 don't do it, or yes, 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 do it. Okay? That's truth. Okay, despite what everybody's telling you, now listen to this part really close. There is truth. Okay? And there is not truth. Okay? You cannot take part of the truth and make it your own. Okay? You cannot do that. Okay? That's first of all. If you're going to follow the Bible, then you have to understand that truth is truth. Okay, so marriage, here we go. Okay, first thing you understand, marriage from the beginning, and it says it in chapter 2, one man, one woman. Sorry, folks. That's the definition of marriage, is one man, one woman. We were designed to be together, okay? Everything else, if you live together, if you are in a same-sex relationship, and or anything else besides being together as a married man and woman, is sinful, and you need to stop. Okay? Now, that's a truth. Okay? That's a truth. I'm sorry to tell you, it is a truth. Okay. Now, that is defined. And what I got to tell you here is another part of this, because this is big in our world today on the homosexuality, and the other stuff that's going on today. I want to tell you, okay, first of all, just like every other sin, it is sinful and it can be forgiven. And you can still, now, I want you to listen very carefully on this part, okay? You can still have those feelings, but you've got to harness that and not sin, okay? And not commit the act of it, okay? So you can still serve God, but in a celibate fashion, just because you're not attracted to the same sex you are, whether you're a man or a woman. Okay? And us that are just regular people need to understand that we have our sin issues too. Just like someone with the same sex attraction has that sin. We can't sin in our sin, they can't, and someone that has that cannot sin in their sin. But we're the same. We are all the same. We're all the same sinners. That is abundantly clear. Okay. Now, I see I'm almost 8 minutes into this. So, the other point I want to make, just really quick before I get off here, and is that we are defined by man and woman. We're meant to come together as one. There's no bigotry. There's no hatred. There's a simple truth on that one. Okay? So, man and woman in marriage, any other kind of relationship is sinful and should not be done. No, it's not hatred toward anything else. I do not. And we, as Bible-believing people, should never, ever, ever be hateful to anybody, to anyone that lives together, that lives together of same sex, and things like that, because it's just sinful. We point them to the truth, and hopefully they will not sin. They can be set. They can serve God, be celibate, have friendships. I mean, even if you're attracted to same sex, but you don't feel marriage is for you, then stay single. Do what needs to be done for God. It's pretty simple, okay? But don't commit the act of sexual sin, no matter what it is. That's a pretty straightforward truth. Okay, so we've defined marriage. Now, in my next video, we're going to kind of wrap this Genesis 1 and 2 up. Again, I have what I feel is kind of the right way how creation goes, and the actual truth of it. So, and Then we will start into chapter 3, which is the fall of man. And that is some awesome stuff. So I'll see you on my next video. We'll discuss the conclusion of this. Now that we've defined marriage, we've defined relationship roles of man and woman. And we will continue on our journey. I hope you've enjoyed what I have talked about so far. I hope you'll stay with me. I mean, just fascinating stuff. What we learned so far is pretty cool, huh? I think so. All right. So, now, I hope you will stay with me, and I will see you later. I am the bald guy having my flavored water and going to take care of business this morning. I'll see you next time.